Man, shout out to the Kirkland brand for holding it down all these years. You know, when we ain't having the money for that Vita Coco, we get that organic original Kirkland. Shout out if y'all want to sponsor me. No, I'm just kidding. All right, welcome to episode number 8. I'm your host and the only one on today's episode as of right now. Of course, it's me, Subeg. As an intro segment, I have something written here for you guys. I have it here titled 4-Bar Tuesdays, but we'll see if this episode will be published on a Tuesday. All right. Headphones on. I could fucking hear myself now. And 3, 2, 1, go. Fuck. That did not work. I fucked up. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. Well, everybody, welcome in to episode number 8. I have something written here for you guys. Hey. From the coldest streets, they ain't fucking with me. Is that a tear in my eye? Sweating profusely, the world gone against me. Can I get it one more time? Untapped potential, man, I'm a handful. Gotta get this off my mind. Seeing father-son relationships give me PTSD, realizing the life I was missing. Thoughts are drowning in delusion. Now I'm getting older and the vision is clearing. Story about a father scarring his children. Shit, I just had to get caught up in it. It's unfortunate that the last memory I have is an absolute embarrassment. The world fucked me so hard and I took it too hard, and it taught me to have thicker skin. I've been working so hard, all I want is applause, but I ain't earned the admiration. She loved me so hard, but I can't disregard the pain that was inherited. Oh, she loved me so hard, but I can't disregard the pain that was inherited. From the coldest streets, they ain't fucking with me. Is that a tear in my eye? Sweating profusely, the world gone against me. Can I get it one more time? Untapped potential, man, I'm a handful. Shit, maybe I'm that guy. Hey, shit, maybe I'm that guy. Shit, maybe I just know how to rhyme. Hey, I just know that I'm feeling fine. Hey, and I just know that I'm feeling fine. Hey, and it took me 24 years to start to invest in myself and shit, I don't know. Yeah, shout out to Benny the Butcher, man. Intro, Babs. Appreciate it. Gave me inspiration. That's the one take that I'ma do. And that's the one take that we're getting. I'm still rapping. Oh, Jesus. All right. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is I really wanted to talk about week 1 of NFL. We are officially wrapped up with it. You know, the Jets and the Bills played their last game. It's insane what happened this week. I feel like there was a lot of close scores. If you just look across the board. Let's look on ESPN real quick. And as I'm starting to get older, I'm starting to really like fall in love with this sport, man. It's crazy. It only lasts a few months. And it really only matters because I'm in United States. Like if I was in London or fucking, I don't know, Africa or whatever, I wouldn't fucking be into football, probably. My sport of choice would probably either be basketball or I would probably care about soccer right now or something, or football, however you want to say it. But yeah, so let's look at the scores. Let's go down the list. A lot of close games. Lions and Chiefs, I actually watched this game, and it was very close. Lions won by 1. Another close one, Buccaneers versus Vikings. Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield, won by 3. Titans versus Saints. Titans with Derek Carr, won by 1. Crazy. Commanders versus Cardinals. Commanders. I don't even know who the fuck their quarterback is. They won by 4. Sam Howell? Yeah, that's who their quarterback is, Sam Howell. Close game. Raiders Broncos, mid versus mid. Raiders won by 1. Eagles versus Patriots. Eagles won by 5. Chargers versus Dolphins. I actually watched this game as well, or watched part of this game. It's crazy, back and forth game. That was the most fun game of the week for sure, because they were just flying. And then Tua, man, that dude, he could really fucking sling the ball. Like, it's crazy how like confident he looks, especially after like the 2 back-to-back concussions he went through. Like, he looks like he's locked in. But yeah, Tua, insane. They won by 2 against the Chargers, because the Chargers have 0 clutch in them. And then the closest game of the whole week, Cowboys versus Giants. Cowboys blew they back out by 40. And the craziest thing is Dak Prescott only had 143 yards. He didn't even do much. He was just there. He just showed up and they won. That's it. That's really all they have to do. Like, he just has to show up. He has to just not turn the fucking ball over, and they'll win their games. But at the end of the day, I think they're regular season warriors. But hopefully they can turn it around, because, you know, their fan base has been crying for a long time. I know they hurting every fucking year having to face the Niners. And then the last game, Bills versus Jets. The Jets won by 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh, they won by a touchdown and a PAT. So they won by a whole score. It went to overtime. That game was also insane because Aaron Rodgers fucking only played for like 70 seconds or whatever. And he tore his Achilles, which officially the news broke this morning. And, you know, that just sucks, because someone who follows the Clippers and like knows how it is, like, to just lose over and over, and, you know, almost being there and seeing it, like hoping that it materializes, but then just like injuries or like, you know, something happens, like I said earlier in one of my episodes, like a flip of a switch, you know, it's kind of like it's going good and a flip of a switch is just bad, and then it keeps on getting worse and worse, and it's just like those mistakes keep on piling up, and it hurts, because, you know, those are your guys. Sucks seeing them like losing and you know, going through it. But, you know, they actually won, which isn't surprising to me, because I knew they were gonna win. I didn't know Aaron Rodgers were gonna fucking get injured, but, you know, I'm not too high on the Bills this season. I think you guys, if you listen to my NFL episode, then I'm sure you guys understand that I did not pick them to come out of I think they're in the AFC. I don't know, actually. Let me look real quick. Yeah, I did not see them coming out of the AFC. Josh Allen just seems like I don't know. He has it in him, and, you know, he has the arm strength. He throws nice balls. Maybe it's just maybe it's just maybe he's just not him. He's just not the guy. And, you know, that's just okay. Maybe he needs a change of scenery. Maybe he needs a new coach. I don't know. I don't know what he needs. I don't know what that team needs. I'm not a Bills fan. And, I'm not a Jets fan either. I'm a Rams fan, of course. Those are my guys. They did pretty good this week, actually, surprisingly. I thought they were going to do bad, but they beat the Seahawks, you know, 13-30. And Stafford didn't even throw a touchdown. But he was dishing the ball out to the receivers really well. Puka had a really good game. Tutu had a good game. You know, all of our the receiving core, they all had good games. The main takeaway, Kyron Williams, I wish he had more than half the carries that fucking Cam Akers had, because Cam Akers does like nothing with the ball, and I don't understand why. But he did have the longest run of the game, so that's something. And yeah, you know, Tutu had a good, you know, 119 yards. Puka, another 119 yards. Tyler Higbee, our tight end, 49 yards. Shit, I thought I heard something. Tyler Higbee, 49 yards. You know, Van Jefferson, 24 yards. Damn, Puka got 15 targets. He was really getting targeted. Shit, I didn't watch this game, which sucks because I was working. But But, you know, it seems like our defense is, like, held up, too. You know, Geno Smith, he didn't throw a pick, so he's not no scrub. He was just getting, you know, pressured. And their O-line just kind of sucks, I think. Seattle's O-line's always been their problem. But, you know, it's starting to look a little bit better. We'll see with how we play against the Niners, because that's our next opponent. And, yeah, the Niners, they're going to be tough to beat. And we'll see what happens. But OBJ, you might have made a mistake, my guy. You should have stayed. You should have stayed with the boys, with the Rams. Yeah, main takeaway. Fun week. Sucks that I have to wait until Thursday. It's unfortunate, but you know, we keep it rolling. That's how life is. We have to wait for the stuff that we love. And yeah, that was the end of football talk with the boy, with the avatar. Thank you guys for this is a football. You guys are tuning into the Subegals Plus football podcast starring me. Well, of course. Who else would it be fucking starring? There ain't nobody else up in this bitch. Maybe I should turn on a light, but yeah, that's football, man. I'm starting to really love this shit, bro. I'm starting to really love this shit. It's awesome. It's just so much more intricate than the other sports. Like, you could get way more granular into it. Like, it's crazy, man. It's what a game. What a game. Fortunate Aaron Rodgers is out, but... All right. The next topic that I want to talk about is I want to talk about music. Because, well, I did perform like a little, like, 4-bar Tuesday for you guys. I kind of gave you more like 16, but that's fine with me. But I do want to talk a little bit about music. I was listening to SZA. I've been listening to SZA a lot lately, honestly. I've been fucking with her music. But it sucks because I don't really... How do I say this? I need to take another swig of my coconut water. You know, when I listen to her music, like actually listen to what she's saying, it doesn't really resonate. The words that she's singing, like, it doesn't really do anything for me. She talks about the same shit, which, you know, that's fine. A lot of artists do that, but it's just what she's talking about. It's just like, damn, like I wish she could just talk about something else, you know. I wish she could talk about, you know, maybe like, I don't know. I don't know shit. I don't fucking know. She's a woman. Women go through different shit than men. So I can't really say what she should talk about, but I wish she would stop talking about being a side piece for sure. Because I'm getting tired of that shit. And I also feel like I used to really connect with it because I used to be someone that was like a hopeless romantic, someone that like didn't have like any fucking love. I was trying hard out here, man. It's hard in these fucking streets, but you know, you learn from it. But you know, back then I did used to connect with it, but she hasn't really even like done anything to change what she talks about. It's just been more and more and more of the same. I feel like before it was better. Like, she's talking about fucking broken clocks and shit. Like the tune is good and the cadence is like a fucking awesome and her voice is like amazing. But why she gotta talk about like being a side piece all the time, you know? And in one of the songs she straight up just admits that she has a BBL. Like she admits that it's fate. And you know, shout out, that's respect though. That I'll be respectful for. Cause women out here, they don't want you to know that you got a BBL, or they got a BBL. Not me. I don't got no BBL. They don't want you, the women. They don't want you, as a man, to know that they have a BBL unless you're paying for it. Then of course you know about it. But if you're not paying for it, then they don't want you to know about it, which sucks. Yeah, that sucks about that. But SZA, she straight up admits that she has a BBL. And she's still a side piece, which doesn't make no fucking sense, bro. Like so she changed her natural ways, cause she was natural at one point. She changed her natural ways to get a BBL and to gain a little bit more weight, so she can appear like all these other people that these artists and these like, you know, athletes and all these people love. The BBL warriors is what I call them. BBL warriors, aka Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Kim Kardashian. You know, those people. like these BBL warriors are put on a pedestal, and so that made SZA be like, maybe if I get one, I'll be put on a pedestal too. And she got one, and who's the the biggest dude that's like chasing after is fucking Kai Cenat, bruh. Kai Cenat. She got Kai Cenat in her DMs, and Drake or not Drake, fucking what's fucking Cardi B or fucking Nicki Minaj. They probably got all like the big names. Probably got all the big names. Like I bet you Meek Mill still slides up in that bitch's DMs, bruh. Like no cap. But SZA, who's sliding in SZA's DMs, bruh? Kai Cenat? That's it. That sucks. Like that. Now I understand, actually. Now I understand why she making music about this shit. But I appreciate SZA. She has a beautiful voice. I'm just playfully teasing, I guess you could say. Because I don't think I've ever listened to a song from her and been like, nah, that was bad. I don't think I've ever done that. So that's cool, but it's just getting annoying, like we get it. Like it's hard for you. It's hard for Drake to fall in love with you. No, hold on. Not Drake. Shout out to Drake. My guy Drake. Not the guy that you guys are thinking about. The guy that you guys are thinking about is the rapper or the actor playing the rapper. The guy that I'm thinking about is my homie Drake. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you. Anyways, it sucks that SZA ain't getting Aubrey's attention. So in turns, that makes her want to get a BBL. But in turns, it's still not getting Aubrey's attention. I don't know, man. It just sucks. But the main reason why I wanted to bring up SZA is because she was one of the female artists that kind of spoke to me. Alongside her is Solange, another S, 2 S's, and I'm an S, so it kind of makes sense. Those are really it that I've really listened to. Because I still put on Solange now, and I still like it. Like, for all you guys out there, listen to a song called Mad, featuring Lil Wayne. And, Solange, beautiful voice. And then Lil Wayne, he gives some, real deep bars. Like, real shit. And I'm sure you guys will like that song, but it's a little bit more of, a slower song. It's not really, like no boom bap, no, get hype type shit. So, another thing, SZA, to me, is also kind of like Frank Ocean. Like, they're kind of similar. In a sense, like they don't really put out albums too often. I guess the world gets more of SZA, but I feel like they both kind of approach music the same way. But the world does not get enough of Frank Ocean, which is unfortunate. And it sucks because, I love his music. His music has a lot of soul to it. An artist like Frank Ocean, you could tell that he puts a lot of himself in his art. So it just sucks that it just doesn't seem like he cares anymore. Yeah, their music is similar though. Frank Ocean, all he be talking about is the dudes that he's in love with that don't love him. And SZA, all she talks about are the dudes that she's in love with but don't love her. So in that sense, they are very similar. Super similar. Yeah, that that is all I want to talk about with Frankie and our homegirl SZA. SZA, if you're listening to this, can you please stop talking about how the guy ain't loving you back? Like, I'm sure you can find love real easily. Like, there's definitely people out here that are gonna love you for you. Not because of your body, but they'll love what you bring to the table, as in your soul and your heart and all that. Because you do seem like a very kind human being. So, maybe you should give Kai Cenat a chance. Maybe you might fuck with him. Oh, man. I just, as an end note to this, actually, I feel like artists, they kind of take their own lives for granted. They, maybe they don't realize that their existence kind of inspires a generation of people or of kids. I feel like they should start realizing that. Like, a lot of people love these people. And, a lot of people will miss these people when they're gone. Maybe the people around them, they might think won't miss them. But think of the millions of people that have been touched by their music that will. I think of Mac Miller damn near every fucking day. Like, not even gonna lie. Like, I think of him every fucking day. And I didn't even know him. I didn't even fucking know him. Of course, I think of other people. Shout out to Kaylani. Shout out to Matthew. I have a lot of people that I think about that I personally know or knew, will continue to know. And like, I don't know, it just sucks that people don't, I don't know. Like people, I know it's funny to make fun of Frank Ocean fans because they're like so desperate, but there are people in this world that the day that he drops an album, it will literally like validate like them fighting to that point, if that makes any sense. I don't know. It sucks. Like it's funny to me that he walked out on all those Coachella fucking people, because Coachella is like an expensive ass festival. Like, it's stupid expensive. And it's kind of like it's funny to me because like those are all like the rich folks, like, the upper class people in quotes, like, the Insta celebrities and the influencers and all that type of shit. Like, it's funny he walked out on them, which, I appreciate that shit, because if he did that shit to like a small crowd, like maybe like maybe 1,000 people, then I'd be like fuck him, because I wasn't there. But I don't know. And Tyler, I'm looking at you too, my guy. You deserve to give your fans Frank Ocean, I Can't Flog Nah, bro. Like, you fucking gotta get this shit happen, because, bro, you're like his friend. Like, other motherfuckers out here, they're not his friend like that. Like, I'm not Frank Ocean's friend like that, but you are Frank Ocean's friend. So you gotta convince that motherfucker to come on and be a headliner at your festival, bro. Please, like please. And tell him to put out music before he does that, though. Tell him to put out music before he decides to headline, or before the time comes for the festival. Shout out to you though, Tyler the Creator, man. And speaking of his festival, he's an artist that does talk to his fans. Like, Frank Ocean does not give a fuck about his fans. But it's such a weird dichotomy, because Tyler the Creator loves his fans so fucking much, he literally has crafted like a festival experience for his fans. That's not something you see every artist do. You don't see artists going through the effort of being like, all these people that feel like everyone around them ain't really love them, I'm gonna give them a place where they will feel loved and they will feel like they're accepted. And it's just, well, we gotta pay for it, of course, which fucking sucks, but it's cool, it's like a handcrafted experience. The last topic, folks. We are finally at the last topic of the show, of this shit. We're gonna be talking about Starfield. And I put the video game last because I feel like this is gonna be the least heard subject anyways, and if I put this first, then people would probably just click off. But if you are still here, thank you. But I would like to talk about Starfield. I would like to get away from the whole Metacritic and review score discussion. I would like to get off of that, because at the end of the day, review scores really don't matter, because a review score is really just someone's opinion. Like, like I said, I gave Utopia a 4 out of 10 or whatever. Shit, it might even be a 3 out of 10 now, because I haven't even listened to it since the day I recorded that episode. But I gave Utopia a 4 out of 10. But, someone on Twitter, some idiot on Twitter might think it's a fucking best album in the world and gives it a 10 out of 10. And then that's fine, Like, he could have that opinion. And, if he wants to, he could come on here and he could even share that opinion. I'll disagree, but it's not like I'm gonna hate the person. It's fine. It's just an opinion. But I did predict that Starfield was gonna be a 94 on Metacritic, which was completely wrong. It ended up getting an 87. Probably is even gonna be ending up lower. Which in my eyes, that doesn't make any sense, because Deathloop is like sitting at like a 92 or whatever, and Deathloop's like one of the most like boringest games of all time, like with the worst like AI of all time. Its graphics are dated. its world design is like lacking and boring. There's not that much player choice. There's not that much like there you can't divert from the path. There's nothing much in that game. It's not that good, but it's sitting at like a fucking 90, which doesn't make any sense. How is Deathloop better than Starfield? You know, that comparison, it doesn't really add up because they're different games, but Deathloop is not better than Starfield, you know? Like Fallout 4 is not even better than Starfield, and I never even played Fallout 4. Actually, I might have played it for like an hour or two. But Starfield. So I was wrong about my prediction. But, you know, that's just an amalgamation of a bunch of people's review scores. And a review score is just an opinion. So what is my opinion? I think the game is fucking amazing. I think the game is fucking amazing. It is literally my dream game. It's my dream game realized. I can finally turn a game, because they're never going to make a Cowboy Bebop game. And Cowboy Bebop is like one of my favorite animes of all time. Shout out to Shinshinero Watanabe. Amazing. But I can finally play a game and make it into like a makeshift Cowboy Bebop game. And then that is just crazy. Like, that's just fucking crazy. So Starfield, it's a first or a third person shooter. That is the main type of gameplay. And yes, you could switch between first and third person, which is fucking great. And they're both actually viable and they both work well, which is a pro. There's of course melee and stuff, and you can use swords and axes and all that shit. But that's not like the meat and bones of the game. The meat and bones of the game is really like, you can make it whatever you want it to be. If you want to follow the main story, join Constellation, do their quests, you can do that. If you want to play the game, land on the, you know, create your character, drop off the lady at Constellation, go off and do your fucking thing, you can do that. Go join the UC Vanguard, go join the Freestar Collective, go out, just start talking to people, telling you to go talk to the guy by the trees. And then the guy by the trees asks you to collect these sensor scanners. You walk around, you collect the sensor scanners. But the last one is missing because the kid took it because he thought it was a fucking egg. And then he tells you he sold it to someone. And, you know, me personally, I needed ammo. So I was like, where the fuck do I get ammo from? You know, I was like, fuck it, let me just listen to this kid. And then I listen to this kid. I end up at like, so the kid gives me his egg, or the kid gives me where he sold the little egg that he found. And he sold it to like a munitions depot or whatever, like a weapons armory where you can buy ammo and weapons and all of that. So it's like, it led me to something that I needed anyways, but the game kind of led me to it. And that's just one example, and that's literally early on in the game. Starfield is whatever you want it to be, really. The main con that I see is that there's a lot of loading screens. You have to fast travel a lot. The inventory is bad. And all these things, you know, these things might be like big detriments to the game to other people, but for me, it's like nothing. It doesn't matter. Because I've played so many games and I've had to learn the UI and the inventory and the menus of so many different games that it's just like, I sit down and I get to another game and it's just like another game that I have to learn. It's not anything new, you know. It shouldn't. The game is trying to do so much that it needs these menus. Like, the menus are justified because there's so many gameplay systems that you can jump into. How I'm playing the game, I'm allowing the game to pull me in any direction. I think that's like the right way to play the game. I think that's the right way to play video games in general. Just letting the game kind of pull you where you're interested in. And more games need to allow you to do that. Like, you talk to a character, they might have a quest for you, and if you find that character intriguing, then you might be more inclined to do the quest, and maybe the quest actually gives a pretty solid story, or maybe it gives you a nice, you know, mission reward for you at the end of it. I feel like Starfield's a really inspired game. You can tell that Bethesda put a lot of heart and, you know, soul and love. They put a lot of time into it, and it shows because it's a very polished game. It's polished. It's fun to actually play. The actual shooting is good. The game gives you a lot of systems. There's a lot of dialogue. You can kind of pick your path with the game. So if you don't like it, then, you know, it's kind of on you. You got to change your approach. But the beautiful thing about Starfield is that it's on Games Pass, and you don't need to pay that much to, you know, buy in and try it out for yourself. And shout out to Games Pass for that. Shout out to Starfield. Shout out to the God Todd Howard. Shout out to Lord Cog. Shout out to my one patron, Selena. Appreciate you. And if you got to this end of this episode, I appreciate you too. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening to this episode. This is episode number 8. You know, we're just starting off, but we're just, you know, catching a drift. We're just flowing in the wind. I'll see you guys later. Appreciate you. Peace out.